Welcome to the Branded Film and Media Podcast on Decatur Town Square here in Decatur, Texas. At Branded Film and Media, we are building community and building brands. We're here with your hosts, Kason, Cooper, and Marie. Let's get into today's episode.
Awesome. Hello, guys. Welcome to episode 12.
12.
Here, yes, pretty good. Pretty good. Here we have John Robinson.
That's
not his name.
JRob.
That's not
JRob.
his name.
Well, yeah, JRob.
Who's that John guy?
Nobody knows who John Robinson is, man.
That was pretty awesome when you really launched the JRob. I remember many years ago seeing it on your Avalanche. Wasn't it a Chevy Avalanche? What'd you have?
Yeah, first it was on that, I had a silver, old school, just silver Chevy extended cab.
Yeah, I remember that. And it JRob, and that was like one of the instant brands I remember in town that just kind of stuck. So that was pretty good on your part. That was Branded Film and Media. I would say that was a good move.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
And how long ago was that?
Ooh, 2006.
2006.
Dang.
Set up shop in Decatur, Texas.
But you were training guys. Like I graduated high school in 2005 in Decatur, and you had guys in 2005.
Yeah, my journey started in Decatur in 2000.
That's right.
When I left Tech and as a strength coach, and then Wise Regional hired me to start and launch Fit and Wise.
Man, well,
Man.
that was a long time ago.
That is.
Oh, yeah. And back to the cars, you had the Vet. That was fun.
Yeah, the Corvette was.
I never saw the Corvette.
Oh yeah,
It was loud, too.
the Vet was it was part of our CrossFit Kids brand, so that was kind of like a strategic tool of I wanted to do something fun, wanted to do something that was like fast, speed, race cars, and that the youth and the kids would kind of be attracted to, and
Yes.
and it just fit with our brand. We've always believed in our vehicles as mobile billboards, and so it was great. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of good times in the old Vet.
Yeah.
No, I never saw that. I just remember the truck. But you were at the Prada shops there for a little while. Is that right?
We did. We started at the Prada shop in 2008. That was our first. Actually, no, we started 2006 at the Firehouse Gym.
Oh my goodness, I haven't thought about that. That was there.
That was
I
the
remember
original,
it vividly now on 287.
Yeah, so that's when Wendell Berry owned it, and then when we left Wise Regional and then started Jrobs, then we basically partnered and used that facility to launch Jrobs.
That makes more sense.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You've kind of been all over a little bit. I mean, you had to adapt and change because you didn't personally own those buildings. So if leases changed or, whatever it is, but how is the current location going for you? It seems like it was a good change.
Yeah, it's been great. It's back to our roots. There's nothing fancy about it. It's, just roll up doors in more of a warehouse setting. But it's great energy, great environment.
Yeah, but that's about a part of the experience, though. We're so easy on our bodies that, everyone wants to be 70 degrees and comfortable, but it's actually how we stay the least healthy. When we put our body through the extreme temperatures and exercise and we're outside and we're in it, like it's real,
I've heard a lot of people saying they really enjoy the fact that they can come. Is it still where you can come at any time? You launched it at the very beginning. I know that. And like some of the, whether it be like, I think Mark Southard was going there with Malibu, he would show up at random times.
Yeah.
And that was good for him instead of a strategic, hey, be at this class, be at this time.
Yeah.
So you give the best of both worlds where guys that have experience, don't need the personal training.
Absolutely.
Can come and knock out their workout that you probably helped them design a long time ago.
Yeah.
Or they can get a personal one-on-one. Is that, or is it group or is it one-on-one with you?
So the different vehicles that we have there's structure. So there's group classes, group training, there's small group training. And then there's the freedom and the flexibility to come in and use our facility at your own leisure, at your own time, at your convenience, kind of like a 24/7 gym. You basically get a personal code. And then you can come and go as you want.
Yeah,
so
and I like
how
a lot
you
of
flexibility.
Said safety first. So when someone shows up or signs up for the 24-hour sign up, you and Jen are going to meet them there.
Absolutely.
You're going to talk about, hey, this is what we do here to make sure that they know how to use the equipment, because you just don't want anyone showing up, and you want them to know how to get in and get out. But I love how you make sure that they know what they're doing, or you can give them some pointers like, hey, what's your goal? What do you want from this? So it's not just the 24-hour fitness where you set up or you sign up. It's like it has that personal touch.
And that's,
on it.
That's the cool thing about it is by the nature of the design, it forces us to be very intentional and very present and very strategic about the relationships and the people that are either interested in our services or they already know about us, but they want to integrate themselves into our fitness model. And so, but Jen, it's always been a part of Jen and I's brand and our heart is that the relationships are number one. We want people to feel welcome. We want to get to know people. We also want to make sure that it's the right fit. It may not be the right fit. And so I would rather have that conversation up front, walk them through what does this environment look like? Are you comfortable? What's the next step for you? Do you need a coach? Do you want group? Or are you experienced and you just want to have the flexibility to come in and use the facility at your own, within your own time restraints?
Yeah, that's where you're at now. And I've seen you at the coffee shop there for a while. We were on a weekly basis. We'd catch up just for a quick second, but you and I talked and I was like, dude, you should write a book one day about starting a business, maintaining a business, the roller coasters of a business, the ups and downs, and being able to adapt. Because if not writing a book, you literally need to be like you have all this extra time, but you could consult these new entrepreneurs, these independent contractors in town that are trying to make something for themselves. It doesn't have to be about a personal fitness gym or whatever.
Absolutely.
But, there's financials, there's marketing, there's staffing, there's, you can even incorporate work life and family balance.
Absolutely.
There is so much that you've had to go through since 2006. Yeah. That's,
and you're still going.
Yeah. You're
which
still
is
here.
So great. What a great story.
God, thank God we are by His grace, man. We have literally been through every fitness model that's out there. We've been in 6 or 7 different locations.
Yep.
Which we've had to adapt and we've had to overcome and kind of reset and then launch that model and stay in a positive posture and position and continue to impact people. So the biggest part, and I think people can be afraid of this, is we've literally felled our way to success, I would say. And defining success, I've had to learn how to really define what that success is. So, and for me today, that success in all of the models is the relationships and whether it doesn't matter the size of the brick and mortar. What matters the most is the people that we do have, and are we faithful, and how much life impact are we having on those people that have come in? So,
so cool.
Yeah, we've expanded. We opened up another facility in Flower Mound, which that was a tough lesson to learn when you talk about expanding your brand.
Oh yeah.
It's difficult to do that, and especially when it's an hour away, especially when you partner with somebody that, we partnered with the city of Flower Mound. So there's a lot of dynamics there. There's a lot of people making decisions.
And you have to be involved in those
or decisions that ultimately affect your decision and what you can or can't do. So, out of that, I realized I want to have one location and I want to be great at that one location and have as much impact as possible.
Yeah.
And it's not wrong. It's just different. It was for us. That was the right model. And so, but I never would have learned that if we didn't step out and go for it. And at the time we believed it was the right thing to do.
I can only imagine how hard it is to, with social media, look at other companies, other brands, other personal fitness guys, and see what they're doing, and then you're like, I want to go that big, or I want to do that. But as in your age now, your maturity level is kind of, probably raised into, you're like, that's just a waste of time to try to grow it that big, or try to be as cool as that is they're saying they are, as cool as they are. So, that's, as young guys and young companies, they watch all these other things doing such big things, but really you can be doing a really big thing in one location, a really small location. And what is a big thing? Is it, like you said, what is the success?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a global fitness club.
Yeah.
It just needs to be, in your case, one location that you're killing it at, and people want to be there and they love you and support you for that. So that's success.
Yeah, I've known John and Jen for almost 2 decades. Eric went to Tech with John.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did too.
Red Raiders, come on.
But I didn't. Yes, woo! I didn't get to hang out with John.
Is
at
that
Tech.
a standard sound you make when the guns are up?
That's just me.
Woo.
No, just me. But I've known them for so long. But I guess 2 or 3 months ago, we signed on them both as a client, the kitchen and the gym, and they are just dream clients because they're already my friends, great friends, and they just let me in. Like, I get to see his clients, and they've been there for so long. They trust him. Like the guy with the Achilles, he ruptured his Achilles tendon. He's been training with John for almost 2 decades. And to tear your tendon and to come back and start working out, you need someone like John that you trust, and
that's pretty good. Is that
He was actually a trainer.
tearing an Achilles tendon? That's
well, he was overweight before he started with you.
So
then you got him.
So his journey started that he had a personal goal to drop some weight, and so he came to me and we got a plan in place and we launched it. But in that, we also built a relationship. I mean, and then his passion for fitness began to grow, and he had a heart for people. He was in the ministry, and so, and God just opened up that door, and it was a great fit. And not only it gave him another platform or another kind of branch off his base to continue to minister to people and love people and pour into them and encourage them. So, most of I would say 90% of all the coaches and trainers we've had have been that way. They've all started off, they were either ex-athletes or I trained them at some point, and it was just a great fit. They loved the experience. They loved what we were doing and what we stood for, and they wanted to continue to be a part of that. And they joined our team and our family, and they continue to have, incredible impact on people too. So we've been through a lot of teams. We've had a world-class team to a team of misfits. So, that's another conversation about, being unified and the importance of team chemistry. And when you're chasing after that vision and dream, the team matters, so we've been very fortunate to have just great people around us, great teammates who have continued to add value to what Jen and I are trying to do in our community.
Is that in your book?
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
And you're having a great impact on the community, and all those people are also great marketing for you because they're going out, and John and Jen saved my life or changed my life. And this is why I'm like I am now. So, and you also have all abilities. You have a mom's class where people are just now just starting to exercise to elite, super elite athletes. Like, he has this online program. I've been learning about it, I guess, for like 2 or 3 weeks now. It's crazy, the thing that he does. It's so customized, and, because you have those people who are in it, who are driven, and I don't know. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. I had an online training program several years ago, and I kind of stepped back from it because it just, at that time, it just requires a lot of time.
Pre-COVID or?
This was pre-COVID. Yeah, this was several years ago. And I stepped back because at the time there were other things that were occupying my time and energy. And that space just took a back seat. But part of the positive of the new location is it's freed up more time and energy for me to get back into some spaces that allow me to have different avenues of impact with different levels of fitness or people. And so my online training program it's just a vehicle for me to help individuals who have a higher level of motivation or experience in the fitness world that want to push to be at an elite level. And what they're really doing is they are investing in my knowledge and in my experience, but it's not just the physical. None of my program is based on the physical. The physical is the easy part. That's just the vehicle to get to the mental and the emotional, which is what I really love coaching.
That online platform is basically, it's only as good as if you're going to do it, right?
Yeah.
So if these guys are probably signing up for it because they already have the mental, like they're like, I'm going to log in. I am going to do it.
Absolutely.
I am going to show up. Now I just need the professional to give me my
the accountability and to listen to them. Like, it's just ever evolving. It's so, one, there's a consultation and it's some strategic planning about like, what's the target? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want me to help you be, do, and have more of? And so what's your past experience been? What is the direction you want to go? Where have you found success before? Where have you found roadblocks? And then how do we get through those?
Awesome,
yeah.
So you got an example would be like if Cooper called you and he was like, I want to be the most in shape guy. And so I can go climb to the top of every 14,000 foot elevation mountain.
Yeah.
And you would say, okay, well, what stopped you? What's some of the things that you would tell a Cooper?
It'd be like, Coop Dog, have you done this before? Is this new? Like,
first timer.
Are you a first timer?
Maybe,
okay.
Or whatever. I've climbed some.
Yeah. Like
why don't you answer for
Yeah,
it?
I'm gonna say. I mean, I'm a former athlete. I was a college athlete. Like I'm very well versed in all things physical and mental and discipline and all that. And but that's what it would be. Yeah, it was like, hey, I want at 34 years old, if I'm going to start this up now or restart because I've started and stopped over and over again, as you all know. But yeah, if I'm starting up now, I want to say, hey, I want to shed some pounds. I want to lean up a little bit, get some more muscle mass, and be able to climb mountains with my daughter until I'm dead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but this online program, it's not just online. They check in with him after every workout. So after every workout, they say, this felt good, or this I felt like this. So he modifies their workout plan from every workout. And it's not just weights and everything. It's stretching, it's breathing. Like you said, it's the whole picture. He's big into Wim Hof. We love Wim Hof.
I love Wim Hof. Yeah. Iceman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The guy who
you'd like it, bro.
Oh yeah.
You'd be into it.
You'd be in it.
Just by breathing, he can control his body temperature. He can go into freezing cold water for 2 hours and his body temperature doesn't change, right?
Yeah,
basically.
And
maintains.
then he had them inject them with a virus, or inject himself with the virus, and mind over matter. He's like, I'm not getting sick. I control my body, and he didn't.
Wow,
He's crazy. So it's not just physical, as you said. It's like it's the mental, and you also have all these crazy athletes that do high school sports. So we've been focusing on state of mind. Do you even know like how many state championships or state athletes you've trained?
4.
Yeah.
4 state championship programs.
Wow.
Because
it's incredible.
A national team.
Wow. Yeah. Because you have to have that state of mind to go in it. And then you also have to, the expertise, the drive, the support.
Sure.
So what a great badge that you helped them through that. I really like that.
Yeah. And customizing each individual for with the online, program that we're talking about. Yeah. Like all of it's fantastic. And I can't wait to see as we continue to work together, kind of where everything goes, but I love where it's at right now.
What if somebody just calls you and said, hey, I want to do the online platform, are they just,
we'll push it out through social media to educate and so that people are aware of that. But it is selective. I mean, I do an interview process with each person, again, to make sure what their level of commitment is, what is their target, and then how are they going to play a part in their success? Mm-hmm. Here's what I'm going to require of you. Now, are you willing to pay the price for success? And this is what this will look like. And so a large part of that is accountability. And that is, you'll check in with me every day, communication, which is one of my big 5 pillars. And so that is an essential ingredient to the success for you, but also for me. So, in my career and in my position and where I'm at in my career, I only have so much energy to give, so much time and energy to help as many people as I want to. And so I've learned by experience that sometimes you just say no, or sometimes for certain programs, certain individuals aren't at a place where they're ready to commit wholeheartedly to that, which is okay. That's why the conversation happens, to navigate them to a starting place. And then let's work to get to this outcome.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. About 2 weeks ago, I've known John a long time. I mean, we've traveled, we've had so many conversations. We went through his goal setting program. I'll hold this up, but I'll tell you right now, that was the best conversation we've ever had.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was good.
It was his idea. He said, for you to market this program, I want you to go through it. We're going to talk this through. And I really didn't know what we were doing. I just showed up ready to hang out with John. But it's the Ziglar goal setting. And I had no idea what to expect. So we just sat down and I enjoyed every second of it, and I'm really excited to see where this goes, because this isn't just for athletes. Like, a lot of people struggle how to make goals. How do you even get there? How to be accountable? So that's just not for athletes. Real estate, y'all do goals.
It's a mindset.
It's more of a, production goal on most businesses. But I don't know anything about the book, but I would assume that it's personal goals, whether it be closer, to family or whatever it may be. I mean, I'm sure it's in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's my goal program, or what that is, along that. One, why I was so drawn to Zig Ziglar was, one, I've been a big fan. I grew up listening to Zig Ziglar. Sure. His daughter, Julie, has been a client and a good friend of ours for a long time. And so she talked to her brother, who runs the Zig Ziglar Corporation now, and felt like this would be a great fit. And so she brought me in. This is their legacy certification. It's a huge investment. It's $7,500. And so that's one part of it, but it equips you with tools that have been successful over time, to help people do, and have more of what they want. And so it's really all encompassing, because I believe that life is all encompassing. And so if we had a spoke, our wheel, and if one of our spokes is off, then that wheel is going to have a bump. Well, that means that there's another spoke that's off. And so we call that the crazy cycle. And when we get into that crazy cycle, it's hard for anybody to get in that flow state and to reach a target or a goal, whatever that may be. Could be family, could be professional, could be friends. Yeah,
so many companies think it's money. I motivate with money. I motivate with money. Well, you know what? If that's all you're going to focus on, you're going to fail. And that's what I loved about this whole wheel. It's spiritual, it's family, it's financial, it's health, it's a career, it's
influence, friends.
Yes.
I mean, you hear these, and they usually start coming out quite a bit at the end of the year, getting ready for a new year, set your goals, do all this. Like, I wonder what the number is. It's got to be like 90% of the people that actually try to set a goal don't actually. Maybe it's like 99%.
It's higher than that. It's correct. It's over
it's probably like the 1% of the elite people that are able to, have that complete will and every spoke perfect, right? Yeah. I mean, and those are the ones that are, what is success, I guess, but those are the ones that are achieving their goal, I guess, is about 1%, you would think, maybe?
It's pretty close.
Super high.
Super high.
It's
a very small number, but and part of that, the reason is people really don't know how to set goals. They don't, or, there's a fear factor in there, false evidence appearing real. the fear of not accomplishing the goal, or the other part is the fear of, if I accomplish the goal, then what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
Right. And so, but
what is everyone going to think?
Yeah. And most of the time we get this, our mind's eye plays tricks with us. And so it's a thought and idea that becomes a specific narrative in our head. Mm-hmm. That narrative of that story becomes very powerful. And all of a sudden we believe we're moving towards this thought or idea or goal, when in actuality, it's just a thought and just an idea. Yeah. So we don't ever really have a roadmap, dude. We don't know the direction. We just kind of get frustrated, and then we get disappointed, and then we get down, and then that's this crazy cycle again. And so when there's a plan and when there's a roadmap or strategic way to effectively do that, then our opportunities for success get a lot higher, and the outcome we want begins to get closer and closer.
And I don't know if people are speaking like this, other trainers in town. Do you believe that this is a starting point for some? I mean, I feel like you're more of a motivational coach, life coach, in my opinion, as your maturity has, grown over since 2006. This wasn't something you did day one in 2006, or was it
not with the current mindset that I have, you have experience
to bring to the table. Yeah. And I was thinking, Cooper, that day you told me, like, what's some advice for people? Your mind makes up things bigger and worse than they actually are, potentially. I don't know the words exactly, but like, you get these ideas that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Is it really, should I be chasing that? I think you kind of spoke to that a little bit, but I think our minds have a lot to do in what we influence or what we consume, how it's influencing what we think is actually a goal or / dream in there. It said something about, is this actually a dream or is this a goal?
Sure. What
is the total outcome? So, and your mind has a lot lot to do with that.
Yeah.
And absolutely. I think that's pretty crazy to hear.
Yeah.
Your mind's a powerful thing. And it comes down to our beliefs, right? It starts with thoughts. And then if you think that thought enough, it becomes your belief. And your belief, actually, what your core beliefs are, have a big, they take shape, your reality takes shape based off your thoughts and your beliefs. It all starts right then and there. And then your emotion adds energy to the thoughts, to the beliefs. So you get all those things in line, or those three things in line, with setting goals rather than having dreams, right? Because a dream is just a dream or a thought until it's actually a goal. And hey, I'm taking action, taking steps to this. Yeah. So I'm right there with you and all that. And that stuff's right up my alley. I love talking about this type of stuff because it's so huge and not a lot of people know.
Yeah. And as soon as I went through it, I was like, I want everyone in Branded to go through this.
Yeah.
I'm just to stay driven. Well, I wanted to wait to talk about it, and we're going to launch it on his space first, and then talk about it as a company. But it's just, gosh, what a game changer! And then you're also to get this into schools, like with coaches. Coaches need that positive reinforcement because most coaches are just beaten down. In our education, I can't imagine what it's like being a coach. It's so hard, and to not have, I don't know. It's just, I really feel like you can change a lot of lives here. Because if you influence those coaches, you're influencing all the people, all those students that they touch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, big time ripple effect there. Mm-hmm. I agree.
Well, I think I'm trying to put it back on, this is a lot to talk about. But when you have somebody just actually listening to this and they're just saying, okay, obviously, he's got something to go with goal setting and, and get your mind right and show up. But I think a lot of people think that working out in your industry or getting fit spiritually, mentally, whatever it is, you just show up and start doing some motions and get it done. And that's working out. That's probably what I would think because I don't have a lot of experience in the personal fitness realm. But if you hit me with, okay, this is why you're going to be working out because your ultimate goal is to here. I'm a real big goal achiever, but I've never put working out or personal fitness in one of the spokes to try to meet the goal and of my ultimate goal. And then heck, I don't even know if I even know what my big long-term goal really is. Cause I think it feels like it changes all the time. So, I mean, I'm in, I think it's a great opportunity for us at Branded to do this. And then we can easily speak to that to help promote your JRobs and whatever it is. So, cool.
Yeah. And, Kason, you brought up a good point. And, there's two types of goal setting. There's performance based and there's mastery based. And there's a big difference between those two. Performance based is a posture of I'm constantly setting goals to hit some kind of mark, whether it's to run a 5K or to hit certain numbers. I want to sell so many homes, or I want to have so many clients, or, that goes on. Now, whether I hit that goal or not, I constantly have to be reevaluating and setting a goal. Whereas on the self-mastery side, that individual realizes that there's never an end. The end is not there. It's the process that you're going through. So every goal is strategically working towards personal self-mastery, right? How do I improve self so that therefore I can go horizontal and impact more people around me, because I've embraced self-mastery within myself to be the best version of myself so that I can add value to humanity.
Yeah, that's big stuff.
Ooh, making the world a better place. I love it. Very good.
I mean, do you think a lot of people know that your mind works like that? I mean, is that really the way you wake up at what time you wake up?
4. 3:45 or 4.
I mean, people see you, they know you're in the workout industry. They don't probably know exactly what you're doing, but I think people need to hear the fact that, hear what we just talked about and hear what a dang strength and conditioning coach or personal trainer, whatever you want to, let them know what you do. But you're not just telling them to go sling some weight around or push some weight. I think you're a motivational coach more than you are. I mean, why not focus on that first, and then slinging and pushing weight?
And the physical, that's just the means to me to get to their mind and emotions. That's all it is. I mean, it's symmetry, it's energy, but it's my approach is through discomfort. So in anybody that's going to come in, there's going to be a place of discomfort, because it's in discomfort that you don't just tell them, no, come on in, it'll be okay. You're going to be hurt.
No, you're going to cry.
I would actually be devaluing that person. Yeah. So,
cool. You're going to throw up.
For me, it starts with a place of discomfort, and it's in discomfort that we have the greatest places of victory. I mean, that is the set point for personal growth and vulnerability. And along with discomfort comes vulnerability, which vulnerability is hard because on the other side of vulnerability is pain.
Yep.
Right. And so,
and that's been my biggest change I've seen in you. Cause at first you were like, I'm JRobs, we're strong. Yeah. But now we're in our 40s and, things are changed. They've changed. And, it's just so much easier to be real and vulnerable. Yeah. And then people relate to you more and and then you can actually help more people by being vulnerable.
Absolutely.
Which is opposite how you feel like it is in your 20s. Yeah. And so it's part of age and wisdom, I guess.
For sure.
I like it.
It's been an interesting journey.
Interesting journey.
It's good to hear from you about all this, because I really do believe that people have they think of you in a certain way because you're just a muscle guy. But I really think people need to hear.
Yeah, they have. I think you're trying to say they have kind of a limited perspective of what JRobs is really all about in the whole, as a whole. Yeah. Because they think of just working out.
Well, this is one of the platforms for you to start getting that out there. I mean, you've hired the social media team to start promoting your brand. But one of the ways that, Marie, what are some of the things you're focusing on to help promote JRobs in the kitchen? Tell us a little bit more about what you're focusing on. You want the consumers to see instead of just muscles. What are you wanting them to see?
Yeah. Well, like I said, he is the dream client because he'll call me and just talk about it. He goes, I just want to share with you what's in my brain. I'm like, please, and I'm just like taking notes, listening, because the more I understand it, the better we can market it. Just what I see is just the big picture. There's such a wide variety in the people that they can help with goal setting, food, fitness, everything. Like it's not just pinholed. It's not just, hey, come work out. So we're trying to hit the athlete program, this program, the foraging leaders program. So just learning everything that he does. And then it's also, like always, it's about relationships. There's so many people in his gym that are like family to them. Well, they are family.
Yeah.
You know, it was Robbie's birthday. Was it yesterday or the day before? And they have him dancing out there with weights. What muscle guy is going to do that? Yeah. But I mean, that's your family, you know? So once again, like just learning how the business works and how to market the relationships and what type of people they are. Yeah. So this perception that people have of John and Jen, just blow it out. Like, no, this is it. This is how it's going. We're about family. We're about, you know, helping the community.
Unfortunately, nowadays, you're only in perception of somebody is probably what you see on their social media. And, you know, so telling them the true JRob in the gym, I think that's what I'm hearing. Mm-hmm. I guess that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And just like you, I mean, you're not just selling homes, you're selling this community.
Yeah. I love the community
and
first.
You love this community. Yeah. You know, you want to make this a better place. So you're really involved, you know, it's just it's not homes and land. No, it's everything.
You've been doing it, but marketing has been probably ever changing things. It's probably changed every year for you since 2006.
Yeah, I mean, the fitness business is tough because it's evolving so fast, and there's new trends, and you know, there's always something new. There's always something exciting. Somebody's doing something different, or it's just so dynamic and so evolving that you really have to stay on top of it. And staying on top of it just means I'm aware of what's going on. Is it consistent with who we are? What are we doing? And how does it add value to what platform we have already, right? And so I believe that we've been able to have success by keeping our business open. One, God's provision and his grace, man, through our business has been incredible, but it's been our innate ability and discernment to think ahead, to stay ahead of the game, but to keep the things that we brought in aligned with our vision. Like they've only been branches to our trunk. It's just another way that we can impact, inspire, and transform lives. And so it's not about the fad for me, because it's going to go away. Oh, it's going to come and go. I want something that's consistent. I want something that's steadfast, man. I want something that's like concrete. It's an anchor that we can build off of. And so we've been able to do that over the last, since 2006. And it's been fun. It's been exciting. Keeps us sharp. It keeps our culture, the energy up, keeps a great atmosphere. People want to grow. They do. Everybody wants to grow at different levels, but they want to do things different, but they also don't want to do something so different that it draws them away from why they're there in the first place.
Right.
So I think consistency is super important.
Y'all have definitely adapted very well. COVID, I can tell this now because we won't get a ticket for it. But
this have to be
the rules after COVID for gyms were like, just the fact that they shut down gyms was insane, especially one like yours where all the doors are open and it's outside. So we finally, so we can get people back into JRobs. And she's sending me these pictures and she's like, can you Photoshop gloves on these clients? Because at the beginning they had to wear gloves. It was so silly.
Man. I remember that.
It was so crazy, but they wanted to keep marketing, but they didn't want to get in trouble. So here I am, like photoshopping gloves.
Unbelievable. That is amazing.
Oh man, but y'all have adapted. It's awesome. It's been great to watch.
So tell just a little elevator speech about JRobs. Give us a location, and if somebody's never heard of you, or they have heard of you, how do they find you, and what's the first step to get with you?
Our new facility is located 287 South, headed towards NRS, and on the right there's some gray and red metal buildings there. It's
big, tall metal buildings.
Yeah, and it's a great location. And then the best way to contact us is through jrobs.com or through social media is a great way to get
the Messenger app or something.
Yeah, the Messenger app is a great way. and we're, to personally reach out and contact me, which my number's, it's online. It's on our website. So.
Yeah. And that's for individuals. It's for teams. It's for businesses. And that's why, there's no one size fits all on the website. There's so much to talk about. So John wants to, hey, what do you want to do? And then by talking to them, he can give them direction on where to go and what would be the best fit for them.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty cool.
So are you still doing CrossFit?
Are we offering CrossFit at
Yes.
our facility? We are not a CrossFit facility.
Okay, so you're not.
We made a decision in 2017 to defiliate from CrossFit.
We've seen that many a times.
And we were right at the start of that. I mean, we saw it coming.
Right.
I mean, for us, and it was an easy decision for me. There were some things with CrossFit that I just really weren't aligned with what we were doing. We were doing the programming anyways. And so when Jen and we had to do continuing education. And so when we went to our last CrossFit education, we just happened to have some people from headquarters there. And so it was great, but we did get into some conversations about what is deemed CrossFit and what is not deemed CrossFit. And in the CrossFit community, what was communicated in this education was, to the degree that if you're not doing main site CrossFit, you're really not doing CrossFit, right? And so, which in the CrossFit community, everybody's got some version of their programming. And in that business, that's a different conversation. But for us, nothing's, as far as what we do and who we are, nothing's changed. We still do strength and conditioning. We do it a little bit differently. We add in a lot of elements that CrossFit doesn't add in, which I believe there's some gaps there that holistically we can create more functionality and less injuries. And
makes sense.
The end goal is to make people as strong and as healthy as possible. Right.
So is there certain times to show up at that gym, or is there, I know you open, is there classes offered or what?
Yeah. So our structured classes.
Do you do Zumba classes that I could show up to?
And that'd be,
I
teach that
you would
class
teach
awesome.
Zumba.
Yeah. I got a special outfit for that class for you.
Do you provide the outfits?
You can. I can if you need one. Yeah, I can do that.
Now, what do y'all offer on the times of classes?
Our group classes are 5 a.m., 8 a.m. The moms class, moms only, is 9 a.m. Then we have a 4:30 and a 5:30 class.
Yeah, and there's no daycare at any of them, but so many people bring their kids. I mean, that's another thing we were marketing. Yeah. If you don't have time or you don't have someone to watch your kid, bring your kid. Which is so great.
Drop a pile of a load of sand in the parking lot.
There's a lot of rocks. There's a lot of stuff for those kids to do out there.
Yeah,
we'll find something for them to do. But we're about families.
Yeah, kids can come. I love that.
And so that's something we just look at person by person or case by case, and we certainly don't want that to be a barrier to somebody not coming. If it is appropriate and it's safe and the mom feels like she can still get her time and it's productive for her, then absolutely,
Yeah,
and the kids that do come up, they're great.
They are. I don't know how many times I've seen Jen coaching with a baby on her head.
You're gonna, and Jen loves that. She's gonna have, if there's a baby up there, that ain't coaching anymore. She's all about holding that baby. So
yeah.
And we're not having another one, so we'll just answer that. Keep right
loving
there.
On those babies.
That ain't happening.
Hey, I do want to say I saw a post and it was your son doing push-ups on a table in the crowd at the football game.
Oh yeah, Jrobs.
That was
He's
so
the
cool,
push-up dude.
And there it was talking about how he's like one that loves everybody, is all in and motivational. And as a dad, or I couldn't imagine how much that probably made you. Even that one little Facebook post to see how much he's being involved in kind of living on your legacy. I thought that was pretty cool.
I'm proud of him, man. He's a solid dude.
Good.
Yeah. Leading on and off the field. Oh, and soccer. He signed on for soccer, right?
Yeah. He's Bryce and 4 of his other teammates have had an opportunity to all play together at the college level. So
Wow.
really excited for them. And they played for the national championship last year, which we've worked 2 years for. So I work with that club. So they hired me to come alongside, and I handle all the mental part of the game, the cultural development, and then basically player management, preparation, nutrition, injuries. I just, it's a full time, just making sure they're squared away. But it is the necessity if you're going to play at the elite level and you're going to chase after that kind of dream, then it's required.
Absolutely.
Wow. Well,
That's incredible.
So many in our society, they wait till January to, okay, I'm going to work out now. I'm just telling you, don't wait. Just go.
Start.
Do set your goals now. Like, what are you waiting on? Why wait until January? Like sure, you can eat a lot in Thanksgiving and Christmas, but how much easier is it going to be if you start now? And
Coop, I know you have some experience with this, right, man? That, procrastination is a byproduct of lack of clarity or lack of goal setting, right?
Yep,
and so
absolutely.
It's easy for us to do that because there's never anything that's keeping us accountable, right? We don't have to we've never set something in place that we got to check in with self. Yeah. And when we do, that's a different response in your mind. You have to now own that you are consciously making a choice not to do what you said you were going to do. Right. Yeah. And so that postures people differently. It creates an emotion within inside that it's like this inner tug of war that you got to decide who you are and what you stand for, man, and what you're willing to do. And so that's the great part of that. So
and by our conversation and just writing my goals down and then talking to him, I feel more like I have to be accountable. Okay, so now I've written them down. I've talked to him. I know he's going to ask me about them. So now
he's going to ask about that.
Accountability, man, right?
And it's action. Yeah. What action are you going to take to make that happen? And that's a part of this program, step by step, on how to do it, which switches the brain, which just is so helpful in everything. Like, it's just so great.
I mean, how many of these programs have been thrown at you over the years, though? I mean, you finally, just because you went with Ziglar doesn't mean there's 100 others that call you and try to telemarket you or send you emails. And so knowing that you've picked one platform, all these platforms are only as good as you use them. Like, you pick one and just master it, right?
Absolutely.
And it's probably just as good as all the others. So for you to pick one, I respect that, stuck with it and offering it and paid for it, to provide value to your clients. I love that. So
love it.
Anything else?
I don't have anything else at the moment.
No. Anything going on this week?
This week?
Yeah. Oh, I went to a Bronco game.
Oh yeah.
It was nice.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How was
they
that?
won.
You mean you went to a Dallas Cowboys game?
Well, it was at the Cowboy Stadium, but that was a Bronco game.
It ended up being the Broncos game.
The Broncos were supposed to lose, but they didn't, and it was so fun.
That's funny.
Yeah. And then basketball that started. And when does soccer start?
We just finished our last game in select soccer.
Okay.
So boys did great. They're 10-0, which is where we wanted to be. So we'll pause and then we'll start high school soccer, and then we'll go through high school soccer. When that's ending, then we'll start the spring, which is really kind of the road to the national championship. And so, we'll play tournaments and have different showcase tournaments where coaches can come out and look at these kids and evaluate them for juniors and seniors. And those are always fun because you want to win, right? But it's more about just showcasing your talent and your team to get exposure.
Mm-hmm.
So
you keep Branded involved on, different high school level games, because I think that's one thing that the Decatur soccer team needs a little bit more exposure. So if you hear of something like a big game or whatever, let's market that and get that out there to get more people to
put it on the Majestic.
Yes, or something. I think
or go take some photos.
Yeah, that'd
be cool.
We have a great coach. Coach Ben is phenomenal. He adds so much value to those boys. and just really pours into those boys. They love him. Coach Ben and I have had some time over the last year to work together, and he's really creating a culture by design,
Good.
right? Very intentional and very present, and really creating a very successful program. So this year Decatur soccer is going to be exciting to watch. So
Yeah.
I know those boys would love to have more support. So because they have a great program and it's fun.
I love it.
For sure. Oh yeah. And then volleyball, they play again on Friday, and you coach that freshman, right?
Gracie, yes, she's one of my athletes.
Have y'all seen the volleyball team play yet?
I have.
It is insane. She
Kind of intimidated when they go to
She
spike
looks
it.
like a college athlete, and she is a freshman in high school.
She's
So
really
to watch
talented.
her
She's got a special gift.
go through there, I mean,
They're
wow.
playing this Friday in Weatherford.
Yes.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a big game.
Yeah.
They're playing Hereford, I think.
Yeah. They've played him once. They played him last year, and then they played him the beginning of the season. So
Yeah.
it's a big game.
So I can't imagine how exciting that is as a physical coach to watch someone perform. Like as a parent, I think it's great, but to watch what you've worked on and her height and her strength, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's
good.
a lot of
Super
fun.
exciting.
So
Yeah.
it's
Cooper,
cool.
do I look as buff as JRob?
Yeah, you do, man. Absolutely.
Yes, you're right there. You're close.
Yeah, just make
Close.
Try not to
You're so
laugh too
ripped.
Michael, can you edit some muscles on me, please? All right, thanks.
Oh,
Enjoyed
all
it,
right.
brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, great
And,
show.
Rob. Thank you so
Listen,
much.
man, I just want to say thank you guys because it was just a great choice, great decision we made to partner with y'all.
Oh, I love
It has
it.
been positive. The feedback's positive. The outreach it's helping us reach more people, which is our goal, to impact more people and have the ability to influence them in a positive way. So we're super grateful, super
Thanks. Cool,
super
man.
excited about the relationship and
client.
partnership.
It's
man.
awesome.
Clients.
It's been awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna have Jen
I was
on
about to
another
say,
time.
I wanted to make sure we made Jen aware. We purposely didn't just focus
Yes.
on her because she is going to come in and do her own.
Oh yeah,
deal.
Yeah.
she's gonna rock
You
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or
But
we may
Jen-
even go there. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, can she
Kitchen-
just
kitchen
sample food
podcast.
us?
Yeah, she
Oh, yeah.
could serve us as
Absolutely.
But
as
I
we
mean,
do a
Jen has been
podcast.
right by your side.
Absolutely.
for the gym.
Yeah, we
you know,
wouldn't
so.
we wouldn't be where we're at, if it wasn't for Jen. I mean, you're talking
Yeah.
about someone who genuinely loves people, man.
Mhm.
I mean, her heart is to serve people. It is to make people feel valued, make them feel loved. And Jen's a great coach. She's a great trainer. I mean,
Good to hear.
she is really, really good. So it is, there are some different sides to also running a business with a spouse, right? And so
Oh, it's all roses and rainbows.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
that's easy.
trying to operate that. So, that's definitely been a place of
Oh, my
growth for
gosh.
us.
Me and my wife were trying to make a balloon arch for her the other day, and I swear I got fired like 5 times. So, I mean, trust me, I get it.
But it's been great.
yeah, y'all are a good.
And I'm
team
so
for
proud
sure.
of her with her kitchen, man.
Wow.
She's just doing such a
Yeah,
great job.
I think today's meals, 350 meals. I mean, I know we'll talk about this when we do our podcast, but think about a restaurant that serves 300 and whatever meals for lunch. I mean,
Sounds
maybe
delicious.
Casa
I'm so
Toro.
hungry.
I don't know. Like it's so cool to see that happen. So anyway, yeah, but we're going to have her on, and thank you for coming on.
Thank y'all.
Yeah.
It's been great,
Thanks,
man. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Great conversation.
All of it.
Good.
All right,
Michael,
we're
we can go
out.
ahead and sign us off. Or play, how do we say that? Sign us off. Just play the music, Michael, please.
Just play the music.
Please.
It's like,
Please
we're-
and thank
we're
you.
outta
so
here.
kind to him, all the time.